Good morning, guys. Happy Coffee Talk. It's Saturday, and I'm doing Coffee Talk on Saturday, but that's because this week went sideways, and I just did less episodes than I normally like to do. And so, why not do it on Saturday? Who says that it can't be a Saturday Coffee Talk? This week went sideways because snow, because two of my kids got sick. I was kind of sick one day. My mom had surgery this week, so there's just like a lot of moving parts, and so I'm going to give myself a pass, but a pass does not mean you don't get to get right back to it. A pass just means you acknowledge what you went through, what you learned, and then you move forward. And so for me, that means let's do Coffee Talk on Saturday because and you know what's funny? Here you go. I came and sat down to do Coffee Talk an hour and a half ago, and it was 6:30 in the morning, and I was like, let's do Coffee Talk. I really want to do it today, and my brain was busted. There was nothing coming out of my head. And that's not normal for me. Even when I first wake up, I usually have something to say, for better or worse. And so I sat here for a minute and I was like, you know what? Part of what's bothering me is that I haven't been very active this week. Again, it was kind of a difficult week. And so past Monday, I didn't get a lot of movement in. I sat at my computer a lot. And so I just wasn't feeling very good. And that not feeling good connected right over to my mental state and to my, ability to follow through. Right. And so my physical body was impacting my mental state, and that was impacting my behavior. And so I decided to just say, and I didn't even know we were going to just dive right into the coffee talk topic, but here you go. Perry mug, let's get right to it. It was funny because I decided, okay, well, I probably need to move my body. And everything sounded hard, right? Remember, I'm sitting here wanting to record coffee talk, and I can't because my brain doesn't want to work. And so thinking about what I wanted to do to exercise, or even imagining that I would have motivation to do some exercise, was pretty impossible too. So I was thinking about all the workouts that I could do, and then I was like, oh my God, they sound terrible. I don't want to do any of those. It's 6:30 in the morning, it's cold outside, blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, what is the easiest but most effective thing that I could do that would impact my day the most, but is the easiest to actually like wrap my head around and do? And I decided to go on a 1 hour walk. I decided I didn't care how far I got, but I was going to set the timer for an hour and get walking. And so I went down to the garage gym and I turned on the treadmill. I put the incline up to 3 and I just started walking. I didn't say I had to walk a certain speed. I started off pretty slow, like 2.3, 2.4, and then over time as I started to warm up, I sped up. I also let myself watch a silly, show on, I think I watched an old Game of Thrones episode, right? So I'm let myself for the first like 15 to 20 minutes just watch nonsense because it didn't matter exactly how productive what I was doing it mattered that I was doing it. And I just needed to get past the resistance of not feeling good and not wanting to move my body. And so got on the treadmill, let myself watch something that would make the time pass. And then after about 15 minutes, I was warmed up. So I had like a very light sweat and I was feeling pretty good. And so then I switched over into something I actually want to study. I want to learn some stuff. And so walking is a great way for me to learn things. I like to listen to audiobooks and podcasts. So I switched over to something that I'm working on learning and then spent the last 40 minutes listening to that as I walked. So I finished the 1 hour walk on the treadmill. And as soon as I got off, I felt better. It's like my cells are alive. My body is alive now. I feel good. I came back inside. And if today, all day long, I just end up sitting at this desk or juggling my crazy kids or cleaning or doing laundry or helping my mom, whatever it is, at least I got that walk in this morning. And so it was the easiest thing with the biggest payoff, right? I knew that I could do it. There was no reason I could not walk for an hour. None of my kids were awake yet. Like, there's no reason I couldn't do it. So it was easy for me just to drag myself out to the gym and do it. But the big payoff is an hour is not nothing. All day long, I probably will feel better because I knocked that out this morning. And so it will have the biggest payoff in my day. And I came back down, I refilled my coffee with hot coffee, sat down, immediately hit the button to record, and I feel great. I feel great talking to you now because your physical body is attached to your mental state, which is attached to your behavior. And one of the things that we can do if we want to impact our feedback loop, so I always tell people when we get in these feedback loops, it can be hard to break, but it's also very easy to break. It's both. Because so if you're in a negative feedback loop, say you sit all day long, you don't feel very good and you're like bleh, and so then you eat kind of bleh because your body already feels not so great. And so then because you ate not so great, you end up staying up late because you're not feeling it. You know, you have trouble falling asleep because you didn't really move that day. You wake up in the morning and you're tired, and so then you're not motivated to move your body, and so then you're in this negative feedback loop, right? And so that's easy to stay in that, but it's also easy to break it. And again, how do you break it? You don't do the hardest, most impossible thing. You do the easiest, biggest payoff thing. What is the easiest thing with the biggest payoff? And for me, that's almost always a walk. It's not like I have to reinvent the wheel every time. I already learned this. For you, it might be like a dance class. It might be a yoga class. It could be a Peloton ride. It might be something that you move your body where it doesn't take a lot of like mental effort for you to be like, okay, I'll do that. It could be swimming. It could be anything. Just moving your body sometimes is the break in the feedback loop. Because here's what's going to happen now for me. I'm going to explain it exactly in my day because I want to share this with you, because it's not like I figured all of this out from some book. This is my life and I'm just giving it to you so you can use it. So I was feeling like I was in that negative feedback loop because I was spending so much time working at the computer and juggling the kids and again, all of the things. And so I broke it this morning. I broke it by doing the easiest, most impactful thing I could do with, and made it as easy as possible by letting myself be entertained with the show while I was watching it in the beginning to do it. And so now here we are, I'm inside, it's 8:15 in the morning on Saturday. There's no universe that I'm not eating a decent breakfast. I just walked for an hour. Why would I not eat a decent breakfast? So what I'm going to do is when I hang up from doing coffee talk with you, I'm going to go back into my kitchen. I'm going to make an egg frittata thing. I saw it on TikTok and I like changed the recipe a little bit, but basically egg whites and vegetables and an egg in the air fryer, 350, 12 minutes. It comes out pretty good. There's a couple tweaks I need to make, but it's easy. And so I'm going to do that, and I'll probably have a little bit of oatmeal. And that's going to be my breakfast. I'm going to be rocking for the day. And I do have a lot to do today. But because I moved my body this morning, I'm already more energized to move a little bit more throughout the day. If I get in some strength work today, bonus points, but that's not the point. The point is that I got done the thing that was like the mandatory minimum. And so I want you to know how connected your body is to your mind, to your behavior. Because sometimes we think, well, I just need to change my behavior. But sometimes it might just be easier to move your body. Have you ever been in like a pissy mood at a conference or a get together with people or a teaching seminar or something like that, and you're kind of in like a grumpy mood and you don't feel like doing anything with people? A skilled presenter or speaker will probably have you move your physical body. Why? So they may have you stand up. They may have you look at the person next to you. I mean, like, think about this. This is like standard. This is what they do at church. This is what they do, whatever. You're going to actually stand up and look around and shake the hand of the person next to you. It's not an accident. I want you guys all stand up, reach your arms over your head, stretch, move to the side, move to the side. And now we're all feeling better. Okay, everybody raise your hand for this. We're moving our physical body, and what it does is it changes our mental state. It immediately gets us out of like piss mood and then into a sort of almost autopilot. And when we're autopilot, whether we're following instructions, moving our body, or we're engaging with someone else, all of a sudden now we get out of our own stupid brain and then we can just physically move. You add a little bit of sweat to that and you get some endorphins, and now you're in business. Whatever, bad attitude you had is now gone. Your physical body is moving, your mental state has shifted, and now your behavior is going to shift after that. And so now maybe, again, using the conference example, because I'm getting ready to go to one and speak at it, but maybe now you're probably going to make a buddy next to you. You might be more engaged with the speaker, like you might actually care, but the physical movement that happened at the beginning of the thing actually impacts that. Because when you're bleh and you're just like sitting there, your mental state sucks. And plus you start to get all head gamey. Like, it's just a spiral. And I think we underestimate how powerful movement is for helping us. And so if you are struggling today because your head space isn't in the right spot, or you feel like you're in that negative feedback loop, I want to encourage you to pick the easiest and biggest payoff thing that you could do and just go do it. Don't overthink it. Again, like, I could overthink that walk. I could have been like, well, I probably should record coffee talk first because what if everybody wakes up? What if I have to get on the phone, blah, 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 and I should probably do it now. But no, I just said, nope, I'm going to go move my body because that's what I need to do. And so that's what I want you to do. I want you to pick the easiest, most effective thing you could possibly do and go do it. Shift the energy from bleh to action, and action doesn't have to be something crazy hard. That walk wasn't that hard, to be honest. I don't think I maybe walked 3 miles. Like, it's not like I was walking fast. I don't even think I got to 3 miles. So I was just walking, but I feel better. And if I need to walk every day for the next, 6 months, I'll do it if that's what I need to do. Because at the end of the day, it's something that I am owning my own mental state and my own the way my body feels and the way my brain feels, and then my behaviors are my responsibility. And so it's up to me to figure out what works to help me shift it, and that works for me. And so I want you to feel like that too. I want you to have some tools in your toolbox where you're like, when I am in a mood, I do this and it helps get me back. It shifts my focus. It helps me take a break from the things that I'm worried about or stressed about or whatever, and then I'm doing much better. So this is a short and sweet Coffee Talk episode. I hope it was helpful. If you have not done so, subscribe to Fit Me Coffee Talk on your favorite podcast platform. But we have something really fun happening in the Facebook group, and signups are open. We are doing, speaking of movement, something called the Muscles and Movement Challenge. And so it starts on March 13th. It is a 10-day movement and exercise challenge. It's completely for free. You're going to get a workout plan. You're going to get education and motivation every single day. And you're going to get to do it with people, which makes it fun. And so I want to encourage you to do this. If you are somebody who kind of struggles with getting moving, you're struggling with a motivation piece, or you're struggling with sticking with an exercise program, you just don't often stick with it. You could maybe do one and then you don't get back to it for a couple weeks. Or if you're somebody who has a lot of things demanding of your time and it's very hard to fit it in, this challenge is for you, because I'm going to not just give you workouts, but I'm going to show you how to actually make them part of your real life. And so I will put the link in the bio and the link in the show notes to sign up for the the Muscles and Movement Challenge, and definitely sign up, invite a friend to do it with you. And then I will see you there. So I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.